Hi, I'm Gina Tabrizy with New Directions for Women. So excited you're here. And if you love this video, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. And of course, if you liked me, give it a thumbs up. Hey, so I'm so excited to talk to you today, and we're going to talk about a subject that's a little tough for people to get through, but it's all over the place and it's all over the news and it's in our current climate. And so we got to talk about it. It's PTSD. So if you don't know what that is, it's post-traumatic stress disorder. And yes, we've all heard of it, and people associate it with Vietnam War vets or Korean War vets and big catastrophic events in the world. But the problem is that PTSD can happen at any point, at any time throughout the lifespan. It's any time that there's been a dangerous or threatening event that you were witness to, you participated in, or it happened to you. And so you need to know that even if it was a long time ago when you were a little kid, or maybe it happened 2 years ago, or maybe it just happened, God bless, 5 minutes ago, you need to understand that those symptoms affect your physiology, your body, the way you think, the way you feel, and the way you operate in the world. And it's really, really important to recognize those symptoms, because people can have PTSD and it can go on for years, and they're not even aware that they are still being attacked by this memory, by this thought process, by these emotions, by these physiological changes that happened way back then whenever that event occurred. So for you to understand more clearly, someone who has PTSD, and if you have that going on for yourself, first of all, there is always help and there's always hope. So please don't ever forget that. Is you feel things like your heart racing, anxiety, tension in the chest, nausea in the stomach. When you get near something or someone that reminds you of that event, maybe it was an ex who was abusive, or a parent, or maybe it was an alcoholic parent, or maybe it was you in your own alcoholism or drug addiction that you traumatized yourself. So oftentimes for women, you see a prevalence of anxiety. That seems to really, really be very prevalent in women, as well as depression, because they'll take all of those emotions that they can't manage from these traumatic events, be it rape or assault, being abandoned in some way, or being in a violent home or situation growing up. So women tend to internalize those emotions. And so over time, that anxiety then turns into a depression, and they kind of go back and forth. Another thing that often happens in women is self-harm, which is really, really painful, not only for them, but for those loved ones who are witnessing with them. So when you have symptoms like these, it is attacking the mind, the body, and the spirit. I feel anxious. I have negative thoughts like I hate myself. This is my fault. What's wrong with me? You have physical sensations throughout the body. You have night terrors. You have nightmares. You don't sleep, you have insomnia, you have thoughts of dread throughout the days, you're apathetic, you feel like life isn't worth living, or I'm a terrible person, or I'm not worth it. These are just little bits and pieces of the big picture of what post-traumatic stress feels like for a person. But really, it feels like they're always in a state of attack and alert. They always feel someone's coming after them, and they always feel that they have to protect themselves. And that's the physiology of PTSD. It's the fight, flight, or freeze response that stays on instead of ever being turned off. When someone has PTSD, it just stays on, and they're constantly feeling like they're getting emotionally and spiritually bombarded, and it's very, very difficult to manage. What is really, really common and unfortunate with women is women, besides turning to self-harm, turn to substances. Women are 85% more likely to have a history of trauma and traumatic events leading up to an addiction. And so their disease progresses much more quickly than men in this particular instances because of the trauma and the PTSD. What I want you to know is that there is always help for these symptoms. There's techniques, there's things that you can practice on a daily basis. There's therapy, there's recovery, there's 12-step support. You should never do this alone. You don't have to live in fear. You don't have to live in terror. You should live your life freely, and you can grow and live and have a life full of abundance beyond all of these symptoms. So I hope that you're learning and you're educating yourself more about this. And this is a big topic that we're tackling in just a few minutes. And please keep informing yourself of this. And if you like this, please jump on the YouTube page for New Directions for Women and like these videos. And we're going to be here to support you and offer you help. And anytime that you need that, please don't hesitate to reach out to someone. Thank you.